I know what time it is. It is wing time once again. So we got about 12, I think there's 14 actually, wings already cleaned and prepped, ready to go. We're gonna drop our seasoning in. Let me just give you the lineup and I'll drop them in. Sazon Caliente, got the sea salt, black pepper, of course that slapper mama, and that Tony, a lot of people say Shashers, but I think it actually is Shasheries. Not that it matters. Let's get the seasoning out. We're gonna drop it in that good looking boy in the back. You'll see it in a second. Hold up. Forgot my lemon pepper. I always drop lemon pepper and everything. We're gonna do a spicy truffle, garlic, lemon, pepper, and of course, forgot the baking powder. I be doing this on a freestyle. Y'all know how we do. Let's get this on here. Let's get that mix in. Let's get that mix and make sure it's evenly coated on every single one of these. We want to make sure we got a nice, we got to season our chicken. So we got our flats loaded on one side, and I'm gonna put this on the top. We got our drums on the top. Now, the reason I did that is because a lot of times drums cook differently than flats. So if I have to take one off, it's a lot easier to take one off and have to switch like 87 different kinds of wings. So I usually will stack them like this. This is my OG air fryer. I haven't used it in a while. I just got another one. So this is the Big Boss. I can't even find the damn top, but that's the name of the air fryer. But I love this damn thing. I love this thing, so I'm gonna load this bad boy up. Give me a second, I need my, gotta take my glove off. All right, now if y'all can read this, between 350, there's 375 right here. On the bottom, we're gonna set this to 30 minutes and then do it in 10-minute increments after that, just to get the desired cooking. You can see that bad boy is lit up. Super excited to get these. Let's let these cook down. It's about probably 2/3 of the way cooked. I switched the drums and the flats, so I'm gonna put the flats on top. You can see the drums, the skin is nice and crispy already. We're just gonna finish the cooking process. So I'm gonna add those flats right up on there on the top, and then we're gonna turn this bad boy back on. And here we go. Bang. Finish these bad boys off. Let's make it base. Let's make a little sauce. You know, we're gonna start with that liquid gold. This is the hot, not the hotter version. You know, that liquid gold hot sauce. We're gonna nice liberal amount because I use way too much of this stuff, but whatever. Links in the description. Or liquid gold, just a little bit of the truffle oil. A little bit, not too much. Yeah, a little more. We don't give a shit. Always gotta add lots of garlic and a little bit of this sugar-free Parmesan peppercorn to get the Parmesan, because I'm freestyling this and we don't have any Parmesan. And I just love Parmesan. All right, so let's stir this bad boy up. More freestyle, just a little more of the dash of the dashiest. That lemon pepper. Nah, a little bit more. All right, let's see what we got. Whew, smoky. That's what we're talking about. All right, let's get these off and drop them in the sauce. All right, everybody into the pool. Give these a quick toss and let's plate them up. Truffle garlic hot lemon wings. We had to kick them up from last time. Just did some rice, real basic. I just wanted these right here. Look at him. Let's go. What's going on, guys? King Trash here, back with another video on the channel. I'm just gonna say it anyway. I can't not do it. Today you saw it. We've got some truffle hot lemon garlic Parmesan wings, just loaded with flavor. I'm super excited to try these, and of course the stock health rice. No veggies. I gotta go food shopping. I don't have any vegetables. But we move. Anyway, I need a drum. You know I'm team drums. Come here. Do you want one? Would you eat one? That's the flavor jets. Y'all hear them in the background? Got some ranch. I'm usually not even a ranch guy, but I don't know. I just felt the need this time to get a little ranch in there. Get a little ranch. That is fantastic. For those of you that did get the truffle, try it on some wings, man. Make a sauce with the wings. Change your life. It'll change your life. Rice is rice, just yellow. That's so good. I can eat yellow rice all day. I know you guys probably, well, a lot of people probably didn't notice. You might not have noticed this, but I'd been eating jasmine rice for a very long time. And ever since I had that halal, guys, I switched to basmati rice. I just like the texture. Look at that. Super long. Sus. Grain. I think I'm going to turn into a truffle. I think it's coming. I think I'm just going to eventually just start slathering this stuff on myself and just calling myself a truffle, but I can't help it, man. If you know, you know. That liquid gold. Blah. I swear. Nah. I feel like it's been forever since I've been back in the kitchen. It's good to be back. God, no, I love them here. That's not even words. Change your life, man. Oh my goodness, so good. I don't got words, bro. I'm just sitting here just chomping. That's, man. Ain't too often I get things to just take the words out of my mouth, but that's about it. There's just so much depth and flavor in these, man. No. Oh, I forgot again. I switched back to one of my OGs, the Arnold Palmer sugar-free. So it's half iced tea, half lemon, if you don't know what an Arnold Palmer is. Like I said, sugar-free. That's one of the first like sugar-free drinks I started drinking. Switched to lemonade for a while, but I just felt like a little nostalgia. You notice I keep going for these drums too, right? Just that like right amount of sauce. It's just cold. Oh God, man. I feel like I have this conversation every time I have wings. Because I'm the only person that likes drums. Everybody likes flats. But I will say, since I've been doing this, in fact, I think it was over the weekend, right? I had the dad, Papa Juan. Not really a fan of him, but it was pizza. It was open at 2 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't matter. And when I got those garlic parm from there, the flats were like, they were hitting. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I see where y'all are coming from. Still Team Drum though. But the flats is like, all that work y'all gotta do. People got like wing techniques and stuff. Like, for me, drums is just like, you know, like grip it and rip it. Just like get to the point. You know what I'm saying? I got a good technique though, right? It's decent. That sauce is crazy. crazy. Drums are just so much better. Look how easy that was. I just bit it. Like, all that work. I know y'all saw that. I'm tired. I just dipped my wings in my rice. Oh, I'm tripping. I got a wet, like a wet wipe over here. You know how wings are. Is there anybody watching that has like a weird rice habit? I remember growing up, there was some people that would put like ketchup on their rice, which was wild. I don't really like ketchup like that. And one of my cousins, I don't know if anybody else does this. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else do it. Like, I've seen like hot sauce, right? You know, like people with hot sauce on rice like that. My cousin growing up used to put mayo, like mayonnaise, like Hellman's, on his rice. Anybody else do that? I ain't gonna much lie to you. Like, it's not so, because to me, mayonnaise is just like, you can't do mayonnaise like that, but that was actually kind of good. And it was in yellow rice always. Like, we didn't eat a lot of white rice. Most of the rice we ate was yellow. But he used to get it like a jar of Hellman's, right? And he would just give it like a tablespoon, plow. And then he would stir it up and eat it like that. Like, is that like a, I don't know if there's anybody else out there that does that. Is that like a culture thing? I mean, clearly it wasn't my culture. He's my first cousin, but I don't know if that's a thing anywhere else. For me, I used to just eat the plain rice, like straight up, you know? But we didn't steam it growing up. You know, my mom, she cooked, you know, like, she used to like put like butter in the rice, like when she was cooking it. Well, I used to just eat it right out of the pan. You do gotta be careful for that little cartilage on the top, though. Is that why y'all don't like drums? Damn, that's good. Got my little wing graveyard over here. I'm trying to think if there's anything weird that I did. I thought was like a lot of people didn't do. I don't really think so. I'd probably something if I could think of it. I don't know why, the first thing that came to mind. Now, this is actually pretty common where I'm from. If you go to like a hot dog truck, shut up, listen. Potatoes and cheese on hot dogs are like all the time. I still will do that. I don't eat a lot of hot dogs anymore. But if you go to like a hot dog truck here, like in North Jersey in this area, potatoes and cheese is like something that you can just ask for. Like, you know, a lot of people ask for like chili and cheese or, you know, sauerkraut. But I used to get potatoes and cheese. And there used to be this crazy hot dog truck. And this is while I was real young. I'm talking like in the hood. But it was like downtown, you know, so it wasn't like in the hood. But it's not open anymore. My dad used to eat there as a kid, so he would take me when I was younger. It was called Cousin Joe's Hot Dogs. It was a truck, right? And I'll roll my sleeve up real quick. He had like the wildest combinations you've ever seen on a hot dog. I remember one hot dog he had, and I didn't like this as a kid, like even what was on it. It had tuna on it. Like tuna fish, like the canned tuna. Right on top.
But I was like mad picky as a kid. I wouldn't eat a lot of food. I didn't eat any kind of fish, especially like tuna, canned fish, like filet. My mom used to like fry fish all the time, and I used to eat like fish sticks, or get like a piece of chicken because I wouldn't eat it. Really any kind of vegetable. Even though I always ate peas and broccoli. I know a lot of people still don't like broccoli. But like Brussels sprouts, no. Now I love them. Peppers, onions, no. Now I love them. But I was super picky. Like, we used to have tacos. You know, I know LeBron James now is big with his like Taco Tuesday thing, but I think like a lot of people did that. And we didn't really eat as a family a lot. Like, you know, we didn't have like a big kitchen or like a dining room or something, but the few times that we did, it was always like tacos or like something like that. And we would play like board games. Like the Game of Life. That was another we played all the time. Or like Chutes and Ladders. You know. Like, we didn't have a lot of money to go on like trips and vacations. Like, you know, when I got to the suburbs, like some of my friends go on vacation every summer to be in like Disney World and like all this stuff. And we didn't do all that. But we still try to do stuff as a family. Like, we went to Six Flags. We went to Six Flags a lot. That was like suburb, not when I was real young, but suburb stuff. Every summer. But we used to have taco night. Like the regular canned Tostitos salsa. I wouldn't eat it because it had like onions in it. And you know how the onions in there are like non-existent? I wouldn't eat them. Well, forget lettuce. I still don't like lettuce. Yeah, we went to Six Flags. Probably from like ages 7 to like 10, like every summer we go to Six Flags. Which, from here, or from where we live, it was like it was probably like a 2-hour drive. And we didn't really have money like that. So we used to try to just do what we could. So there was like a thing, I forgot exactly what it was if I'm being real, but I do know that we had to save our Coca-Cola cans because there was like a promo on the back of the can. Like where you like buy like a ticket. I think you get like a discount on the ticket or like kids get free or something. But we sure as hell was down there with some Coca-Cola cans. I never minded that stuff though, you know? I think it made me a lot more appreciative when I got older. I didn't get my own room. Like, I feel like most people have their own room, like their bedroom. I shared a room with my sister till I was like 13, 12. No. So just little things like that. You know, we have bunk beds. And my sister is only a couple of years older than me. So if I was 13, she was like 16, 17, like high school, junior. Like, imagine sharing a room with like a little ass kid. You know what I mean? Like, I bunk beds at that. And the room was mad small. Like, the bed took up half the room. You know? So there's a lot of times, like, one of us would just sleep on the couch, you know? But not to sit here and say we was like dirt poor, but you know, like, it took a while to get it out the mud. And like, I'm happy my parents were able to do that. And it made me like really appreciative of just like small things I feel like people take for granted. You know, like, I just remember getting to high school and seeing these, like, as I started like branching out into like these suburban kids, like, you know, kids that were more well off. And they would complain because their parents only gave them, like, they're like, you know, Mom, I'm going to the mall. They give them like $50. And they're like, what? And I'm like, shit, I got like $2 in my pocket, bro. Like, no joke. Because before that, I used to maybe have like $5, which for me, like, I wasn't even complaining about it. And two of those dollars were to get two in there from the bus. You took the bus to the mall and back. It was $1 each way. And you have $3. Maybe you get you like a pretzel. That was it. So to see these kids get handed $50 and then be like, like, what the hell? I'm just like really, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. When I turned 17, I got my license, and my parents got me a car. I didn't even know what it was, and it wasn't even ugly. Like, it was nice. I love that car. It was old. It was like probably like 10 years old, but it didn't have a lot of miles on it, and it had leather seats. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I thought I was cool. I had a little sunroof, right? First car. So now I pull up. I'm out like 1995 Mercury Sable. That's what it was. I pull up these suburban kids' house and they got like a brand new Acura. Like a $35,000 car for a new, like, I didn't get a $35,000 car till like my mid-20s, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they be mad. Because they wanted a Beamer. Parents paying for the car, paying for the college tuition. And I think that what a lot of people don't, and I was having this conversation like maybe a day or two ago where I was talking to a woman at work and she was talking about, like the inheritance that she was going to get from her parents, which she wasn't complaining at all. Like, it wasn't like anything where she was complaining, but I just kept thinking to myself, like, I think something people take for granted, and a lot of people who grew up, without a lot of money, and their parents didn't have a lot of money, and their parents didn't have a lot of money. I think something a lot of people take for granted is generational wealth. Like, my parents didn't get anything from, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was no, like, inheritance. Like, it just did not. Like, it was like, okay, well, like, you don't even got, like, money for the funeral type of stuff. Like, on everything I hold love. And this is not a complaint. This is just reality. I never in my life received a gift from my grandparents for any birthday, Christmas, nothing. Ever. Not even a card. That's a little rough, but it is true. But like, how people talk like grandma was giving them like $20 and shit. I never. I think one time my grandma got me KFC. I swear to you, that's it. Not complaining. I'm just saying, like, the reality of the situation. Where you may not take this for granted, but if you were born and moved into, as a child, a house and lived in your own room and had a backyard and, like, shit to play with, like, that's not something you should take for granted. I know people, would get mad because their parents didn't get them, like, a new PlayStation and stuff. And my parents worked hard, bro. Like, they did get me stuff. Like, I never wanted and didn't get. Like, if they could do it, they did. Like, that's real. Yeah, I shared a room with my sister. But I had a Nintendo 64. Right? Yeah, Nintendo 64. I had one. I had GoldenEye, Mario Kart, all those games. They didn't have to give me that. Got me a couple pairs of Timberlands. Tim's was the shit back then. I might be too young. But if your childhood was in the late 90s, early 2000s, and your adulthood, whatever, you was a millennial, you had to have some Timbs. If you lived in New Jersey or New York City, the tri-state area, and you ain't had no Timbs, it just wasn't a good look. And you better not come to school with no like Buffalinos or like funny knockoffs. Like you might as well not even wear them. I know y'all still do that kind of stuff, like, you know, the Gen Z. But, you know, I was still a kid around that time. You know. I was still a young man. And this is another thing, too. I saw this other day. People still wear Air Force Ones, huh? And I saw a video, because I think that a lot of, like, Gen Zers and, you know, if you're, like, you know, still young, 14, 15, 18, whatever. Y'all might not realize this, but a lot of stuff that y'all do, we did. And they did before us. You know, the people who were, like, adults around 2000. Or, like, 18 years old around 2000. Like, I was still a kid, but... You know, like Nelly made Air Force Ones in like the early 2000s, bro. Like that is not new. Like Air Force Ones is not a trend that just started. Those is forever. I had hella pairs of Air Force Ones as a kid. You know? But back then, black Air Forces wasn't known for it. I didn't notice. Like black Air Forces now, like you shady, huh? You move different. Cause I had me a pair of black Air Forces. In fact, I used to hoop in a pair of black Air Forces. Like, I mean, play in, like, varsity basketball games. You know, this is, like, mid-2000s at this point. But I was hooping. in black Air Forces. And white socks, bro. Like, you know, I had the Iversons. All that, man. Y'all don't know that. But, you know, I just think it's funny that a lot of these trends. I think the other day, I forgot who it was. There's somebody that watches all the time, though. Like, I appreciate y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? I be commenting when y'all will say stuff. Now somebody was like, oh, somebody's been on TikTok because I said something was pressure. Pressure is not a new word. It's not. It's not a new word. You know? It's not. A lot of that stuff was, you know, trends in the 90s and even the 80s. Like we did stuff that the older heads did. And now that I'm getting to that older head generation, which is kind of crazy. I see the generation difference. You know, you look at like the TikTok. I call them the TikTok kids because, like, y'all grow up with TikTok. Like, when I was a kid, you know, it was, like, MySpace. You know, like, social media had just gotten popular when I was, like, in that bracket. And it was, like, MySpace. And so we're, like, the MySpace Facebook generation. But anyway, like, the TikTok kids, like, it's just funny seeing how different and the stuff that y'all do. And I look at some of it and I'm like, the hell are y'all wearing? Or like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And like, I know when I was like, you know, a teenager, it was the same thing. You know, the kids from the 90s when they were adults, like the kids who were now like, you know, they're probably in their damn 40s now. Whatever. But in the 90s, they were like 18 years old. So, you know, they were the older people. And they would look at us teenagers and be like, why y'all wearing y'all shit like that? Like, they looked at us like we were funny. Because like, when I was that age, you know, like Nelly was popular, so people was wearing like the throwback jerseys and stuff like that. That was like, you know, like young teenage years for me. Like y'all don't know, like y'all don't really understand how expensive shit was back then. Yeah, like a Mitchell and Ness throwback was like $400. Like Coogi sweaters and like, you know, there was a run where like FUBU was big and they had like the Fat Hour like stuff and like it was like $100 a shirt, you know, and like all that stuff, you know, it's just crazy. I know there's still some expensive stuff like that, but, and then I got to college and like, you know, that's when like Ed Hardy and, like Bape, people still wear some Bape stuff, huh? But like Bape was big and like Billionaire Boys Club, BBC is still big. I know I still see that from time to time too, but all that stuff, like, you know, it was like $100 for a t-shirt with a fucking lion on it. I sure was rocking them though, like the True Religions and man, that was wild, you know. But, yeah, I might go into that. I might bring Sam into that too, because Sam is, you know, he's a little bit older than me, but we're still like in the same age bracket. Even though he's a couple years older than me, we actually graduated high school like the same year. And that's because I skipped grades, so I'm actually younger than all of my friends. But, you know, we still understand the same things. I'm kind of grown to, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we back. What the hell is today? It's Wednesday, right? My battery's about to die too. Tomorrow tomorrow. I'm not sure. It's something. Coming soon. Y'all know I love y'all. We'll be back ASAP. Hand signs. They made it to YouTube.